Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. I am back to cover the other interview, the second interview. I believe this is October 26th of 2022 with Richard Allen. And this is the one where his wife, Kathy Allen, eventually comes into the room. So this one, I think, has gotten a lot more folks' eyes on it than the other. I will say I have appreciated most of the comments on the other video. I'm always up for a good, healthy discussion, and for the most part, that's been happening. So I do appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, I would appreciate that as well. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Which means absolutely nothing to you. This is a property record and receipt. So this is going to read kind of funny, but you'll see. So we seal everything. So sealed paper bag containing one pair of dirty Thorgood boots, size 7.5 mins. And then on down. So we took the clothing that you had mentioned that you possibly could have been wearing the day you're on the bridge.
Okay.
And then we also took some knives.
Okay.
We took your car. And then we also took a weapon, a SIG 40, right?
Okay.
Right there. I used to be a Beretta guy. I was in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Stopped at Berettas. And then when I first got on the state police, we had Berettas as well. And then we went to Glocks for a little bit.
Sure.
And then we went to SIGs.
I was trying to think of what we even had. I think the Berettas were probably coming out just before I got out. Because they used to have the old 45s.
Beretta?
No, they were
Springfield?
I have no idea, honestly. They were the one government issued 45s.
Yeah, we had I think there were 40 Berettas. And I think when I came on in 2001 in the state police, we had Berettas, but we went to Glocks, not a huge fan of Glocks, but SIGs.
Mm-hmm.
If I could build an indoor range and afford the ammo, I'd shoot that thing every day.
Yeah.
You shoot yours?
I've not had a lot of experience, no.
No?
I mean, target practice here and there. It's probably been, I don't even remember. I haven't shot them in a long time, I know that.
Do they have like an indoor range in Delphi?
No, not that I know of. Honestly, I don't even know where. I haven't looked. There used to be one in Kokomo. That's the only thing I know.
Yeah, and you live in town, so you can't go out your back door and shoot it.
No, I probably could. It probably wouldn't be a good idea, but
I live out in the country, so I know my closest neighbor's like 2 miles away, so I shoot mine out there. I got like a ditch. I don't have an indoor range, but I have like a ditch I can shoot and stuff like that. So, like I said, these are the items that we took. These are the items that we're testing. Some tests take longer than others, as you know. So the lab wants me to ask a few questions just about to help us with the testing, and you'll understand when I ask you.
okay.
So, for example, they took a lot of swabs. They're taking swabs off of everything.
Okay.
So what they want to know is, have you ever loaned anything out that we've taken? And again, I just told you what we took. I realized that, but mostly some of the major items have you ever loaned them out for a significant time? Because if, for example, my buddy's fuel pump went out in his truck. He said, hey, can I borrow your old truck? And I said, yeah. He said it's going to be 2 weeks, ended up being 5 or 6 months. That would be a significant time frame. That my buddy's DNA would be in that truck.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you've loaned out for besides your family members? We don't care about your wife's
Not
DNA.
that I can think of.
You never loaned a truck out, or your it's a Ford Focus. Is that what it is?
I mean, if I do, I certainly don't remember. Most of my family has vehicles, so extra vehicles.
Yeah.
So.
The same thing like my son. He sometimes will come over and leave his coat, and I'll wear it for a couple months or something like that.
Okay.
But, or my son-in-law, he'll spend money on guns. He's a gun freak. He likes to buy guns, and then he'll be like, "Hey, can I borrow $500?" And then he'll give me one of his guns as collateral, and then when he gets the money back. Anything like that
Nope.
you know of? Okay. So I'll let the lab know that. That's one of the big things. And then, like I said, some of the tests are already back.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to talk to you about one of the tests that we got the results back. The other thing is, any of these knives or the gun, did you have that the day that you recall having that with you on the day of the 13th when you were out there on the bridge?
No.
You don't remember if you did or you didn't?
I didn't. I just went out for a short walk that day.
Okay. Well, we'll get to the meat and potatoes of this, Rick. I appreciate you being cooperative with me. I want to talk about the results of your handgun, okay?
Okay.
So, handguns, as you know probably, you may know more about them than I do, I don't know a lot, but they're very specific as far as the characteristics of the gun. So the firing pin is different from your firing pin. The extraction device is different from my extraction device. And they're basically, what the lab has told me is that they're like fingerprints. They're specific to that gun and that gun only. Okay. So we took your gun, your 40 cal SIG, and we sent it down there to the lab to have it matched with an item that we located on February the 14th when we found the girls.
Okay.
And that item was a 40 caliber Winchester round. We found that at the scene.
Okay.
The extraction marks on that round match your gun.
Perfect.
So
This is okay.
just hear me out. I'm just trying to.
I am.
So this is the round. Okay. Those are the extraction marks. That's the best picture of them. There's actually 3 of them. That's the same round that we found. Okay. And like I said, the methodology that they use is scientific, and they're telling me, and this is the report. You can read it if you wish.
I don't need to read it.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to help you. You know, let me tell you something.
Okay.
You know, the prosecutor and the other investigators, they want to see you lock you up, throw away the key. I don't think you're
ridiculous.
Just listen to me for 2 minutes. Let me explain this to you. I'm on you.
So, again, they're talking to Rick. This is after they obviously searched his home. They had the gun. This is the talk about the bullet that they allegedly found at the scene. And yes, I know I'm going to get some people say, allegedly? Well, they said it was at the scene. Well, it was there, but I don't know. I got questions about that. But he said, he seems to not be convinced. And this detective saying, oh, they all want to fry you for this, and I'm on your side. And, he's obviously the good cop here, And, again, I personally do not believe Rick Allen is not involved somehow. I believe, he was there. That's undeniable. He was at the Monon High Bridge and on the trails that day. That's something he's admitted to. So there's zero question whether you think he's innocent, guilty, or somehow involved. Whichever of the 3 possibilities you believe, you go with, he was there. He's admitted to that. But the fact that there was an unspent bullet found there, I don't know. I have questions. Initially, when this news first came out, before the trial, I thought, wow, that's a smoking gun, right? Nah, I really don't think it is, because to me, it's like, if that's all they have, I don't know. It just doesn't convince me. And, obviously, he's not concerned about it either. And he's saying this is impossible. Again, I have a lot of questions about it. I'm nowhere, I don't know much about guns. So I don't not believe and trust the experts. I just have questions on who maybe these experts were, and if they were really neutral or they had some sort of bias walking into this case.
Your side. I talked to you a little bit out there on the scene. I
I
know you mentioned a couple times you don't want to be the fall guy for this. You also mentioned to me the other day when I was telling you, hey, I want to check the property out, make sure there's no damage, and you said, doesn't matter, it's over. You know, you made comments like that to me that really concerned me.
Sure.
Right. It's concerning.
And what I mean by it's over is that you've already started something here that there's no backing out of, so you've done, the damage is done, I guess is what I'm saying. That's what I would have been referring to.
Okay, and I agree with that. We have started this, we've been working on this for a long time, and all the evidence is clearly indicating you're involved in this. And listen to me, Rick, I don't believe you should be the fall guy. But all the evidence, you say you're out there, we have witnesses out there, we have your vehicle, we have experts. We have experts that say that's you on the video and that's your voice on the video.
Okay.
Experts, not me, I'm not an expert.
I gotcha.
Okay, and now we have your round at the scene. Okay. Not on the bridge, you said you're on the bridge.
I don't even know how my bullet would have gotten out there if that's my bullet.
It's without a doubt that this is very scientific. So let me show you a picture of this round, where it was found. That's the round right there. It hadn't been out there very long. That is Liberty's foot. It's within 6 inches of one of the dead girl's bodies.
There's no way.
There is.
I'm telling you, there's not.
How did that round get there, Rick?
I don't know how the round got there. What I'm telling you is, if that is truly what you're saying it is, it's not my round.
The scientific experts are saying, I got a report saying that round came from your gun.
Okay, but understand this.
You were on the bridge.
I told you I was on the bridge.
Listen, right now, like I said, I got a prosecutor and investigators ready to lock you up. And if you don't give us a narrative, if you don't tell us your side of the story, there's 2 sides to every story. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm trying to help you.
I get that.
The media is going to portray you as this monster, and you don't want your wife.
And it's already going to get there anyway, so.
Yeah. So this is your chance to tell us exactly what happened.
Unlike some people, most people, I care what people think about me, and
you do.
You've already set that ball rolling.
Yeah, but there's only one way to get out in front of it, and that's to tell the truth. What happened that day?
I can't tell you what happened that day.
You can tell us. There's no doubt in my mind that the evidence clearly indicates that you're involved in this. Are you the mastermind behind this? I don't know.
Mastermind, okay.
Did somebody else set this up? I don't know, Rick. I want to know. And only you know. The truth will set you free. That's it.
Yeah.
The truth will protect you from the media.
Well, that's what I would have thought.
Well, tell the truth. Tell me how this round got next to one of our girls, in between both girls.
I don't know.
You do know. And if you don't tell me, you're going down for this.
Okay.
I'm serious. This isn't a joking matter.
I'm not joking. Do you realize what you've done to me? This is like, you've talked to the people I work with, you've talked to my neighbors, you know, I've got anxiety, I got all kinds of stress and depression, and one of the big things is you can not even think something about me, but if I think you think something about me, it bothers me. And that's already done, because people out there already know that you think I did something.
I don't think.
And I didn't. Okay.
Rick, I don't think that. The evidence clearly indicates you're involved.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were in my seat and I had you saying you're out there, witnesses saying you're out there at the same time the girls, and now after a search warrant of your house, we find a gun, your gun. You own that gun, right?
I do.
When did you buy it?
Oh my gosh. I don't even remember.
2001. I'll check for you. I know a lot of the answers to the questions I'm going to ask you, but I'm just trying to give you the opportunity to be honest. That's why I asked the question. So you bought it in 2001 in Peru.
Okay.
And I asked you if you ever loaned anything out. I gave you scenarios. No. So that's your gun. Either you had that gun or somebody had that gun. There's no way that round gets on that property where these 2 girls were killed without that gun being there. And you're there, your car's there, witnesses say
there is no way a round from my gun was anywhere near the girls, the bridge. It just didn't happen.
And listen, we're trying to help you. We're trying to help you prove
No,
it.
you're trying to accuse me of murdering two little down. You ask me a few questions. You ask me what I'm wearing, and I tell you what I think I was probably wearing that day, and then you try to say that I'm saying that's me in that picture, and it's not.
You don't have to say that.
I'm done.
Well, I have a warrant for your DNA. For your DNA first. What do you think I have a warrant for? You know I have a warrant. What?
I figure you're going to arrest me. You obviously think I've done it. The damage is done. Go ahead and do what you're going to do.
Well,
this doesn't just go away.
I know.
Exactly.
The only person I think can explain all this is you, and you're not explaining it to me.
I don't know what it is you want me to explain.
I will say, I think the detective is not completely incorrect when he said, you're the only one. I don't think he's the only one, but I do think he knows more. I don't think he necessarily was the murderer, and he was there. I mean, there's, like I said, there is no doubt he was there. But I refuse to believe he was alone that day out on the bridge and on the trails.
What were you doing on the bridge? How did your round get there? And why did you kill these two girls? Or why were you involved in this? What was your involvement?
I had no involvement.
I don't think, listen, Rick, I don't think you're the one that killed them. I don't think you're the one that stuck the knife in them. Well, are you?
Are you
that guy?
Really?
Are you? I'm asking you.
Anybody that knows me knows I could never, even if I wanted to do something like that. That's not who I am.
Then what happened?
I can't tell you. How do you expect me to tell you? You want me to make up a story and...
No, the truth. The truth is simple. You don't have to make that up. You just go back and tell me the truth. You can't tell me that this event has not been weighing on you for years and years and years. You were out there.
I've told you that. I don't know what you want me to do at this point. I did not murder two little...
I've been so nice to you.
Let's see.
I've been so nice to you.
Oh, yeah, you're being nice. You're trying to get me to confess to something I had nothing to do with.
I'm trying to get you to tell the truth. I'm not trying to trick you. I've drawn out what we have. Most of it.
You assume it's the truth, and it's not.
It has to be the truth. The scientists don't lie. The science doesn't lie.
That's awesome.
It's saying that round came from your gun.
I don't understand all that. All I'm telling you is there's a way that a round from my gun, the one that you took from my house, ended up next to a murder scene or anywhere else. I don't know where you got that bullet. If it came out of my gun.
Right there. That's the round.
Then it didn't come out of my gun.
That round was collected.
Then it didn't come out of my gun.
Rick, that round was collected on the 14th of February in 2017.
Okay.
It's been in evidence ever since.
Okay.
All right, and we've compared other weapons to that.
I understand what you're saying, but I can't explain it. I'm just telling you that if that was next to a murder site or anywhere near it, it didn't come out of my gun. And I don't know where you would have got one that did come out of my gun.
Right there. It was there. It was found.
Okay.
And I don't think you realize the severity of this. You realize the death penalty is on the table for this?
You know what? I don't really care about living at this point. I've dealt with not wanting to live for 7, 8 years now. It's been a long fucking battle. And with what you guys have done to me, kill me. I don't give a fuck. You'll make my wife rich. So
is that what she wants? Is that what your daughter wants?
They don't want any of this to even be happening.
Well, it is.
Exactly.
I can't turn this
exactly.
back. You were there. You're there.
Yeah.
The experts say that's you on the video.
Okay.
The experts are saying you said down the hill to the girls. The experts are saying all this. That all the evidence indicates you were out there. The witnesses saw you. The witness saw you. You said you didn't see anybody else on the bridge, but there was a girl that walked up, a lady that walked up and saw you on the platform, Rick.
Okay.
You didn't see her, and then right after that, these two girls that end up dead minutes later walk by her, and she looks back and sees them passing you. You're the last person to have contact with Abby and Libby. Your weapon, your gun out of your weapon is...
I've never contacted Abby and Libby. I've never even met them.
That day? Why? Who said
I didn't.
That's all I want to know, is the truth.
You're not willing.
I've told you the truth. Do what you need to do.
Okay. Well, let me get I have the warrant here for your DNA, and then let me step out and see. And they'll come in and swab you with it.
That's fine.
The part where he says it's been like a horrible 7 or 8 years, and he's got some issues that apparently he's been through since the murder of Abby and Libby. Some of these things are what lead me to believe, among others, that he was involved, just not the one. Is he bridge guy? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not completely convinced. I know there's been lots of talk about he's the right height, the right build, his voice matches. I'm not convinced it does, and I'm not convinced it doesn't. It's very difficult from what we've seen for me personally to say that I feel 100% sure that Richard Allen is bridge guy. But again, my theory, my thoughts are that this was done by multiple individuals.
Well, I'm trying to help you, but all right, I think they got the warrant, so hang on one second. Rick, this is the warrant right now we have to collect your DNA. Tuxedo's going to do it.
Okay.
I have to read it to you. It's to law enforcement, reference DNA standard, buccal swab. You're hereby authorized and ordered in the name of the state of Indiana to take a DNA standard of Richard M. Allen by buccal swab. So basically, I'll just swab the inside of your cheek.
Okay.
Compare that to any DNA that we have. Okay. You are further ordered to any means necessary to seize Richard Allen and to take a buccal swab. You're being cooperative, so we don't have to worry about that. But if you weren't, we could get it any means necessary. To compare the evidence of the crime. You are furthermore ordered to seize such property or any part thereof found on such search, and that you bring the same, or any part, therefore, with before me to be disposed of according to law. So basically, we take it, we can't dispose of until the judge says so.
Okay.
So we'll keep this. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything in your mouth?
No.
No. Turn the right way for me. Just turn your body.
Just turn my body.
Yeah. All right. Open your mouth. Other side.
Well, ball's in your court, Rick.
You just took my DNA.
So what you were telling me out there, it's over, huh?
The damage is done. I don't know.
I'm sorry that you think this is funny and you keep laughing. Maybe it's just a nervous laugh. I don't know, but I'm trying to help you. Yes. Why is all this evidence clearly indicating that you're involved?
I can't tell you that. And what you're talking to me about is a bullet that was found by the murder scene next to...
It's more than just that. You have to listen to me for just 2 minutes straight. Just forget about everything else. Okay? The girls have a video of you. Experts are saying without a doubt that is you on the bridge, that is your voice. How they do it, I don't know, I'm not an expert.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. We have 5 witnesses that see you out there on the bridge with the girls.
Don't see that.
Right? Why don't you see that? I'm not lying to you.
Because it didn't happen.
It did happen.
There could have been somebody that seen me that I didn't see. What I'm telling you is they didn't see me anywhere near the girls or anybody else because I wasn't around anybody that day. So I'm done answering. Like, I know you're trying to trick me into saying
No, I'm
that.
not tricking you.
I don't care how stressed out I get. I'm not going to fucking admit to something that I had nothing to do with.
I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not trying to trick you.
I didn't kill.
Listen, I have a full hand of cards here. I'm not laying all my cards on the table.
Okay.
I'm telling you bits and pieces, hoping that you will realize that without a doubt, we have you out there at the time of the merger. It clearly indicates that you're involved in this. Clearly.
It does not. There is nothing that you could have that's going to indicate me because I wasn't out there.
And you don't think that you're around like 6 inches away from
I know that a round from my gun did not end up at a murder scene.
You're wrong.
Okay.
And the proof is right here.
I don't believe it. I mean...
Well, you're going to.
I'm not.
You said you didn't want to be the fall guy. You're being the fall guy. Because you won't give us your side of the story. The truth.
I don't care.
You should care.
You're not going to prove I did something I didn't do.
You're exactly right. We're not. We're going to prove what you did. Your involvement in this.
Involvement. What was my involvement?
You tell me. You were there.
And I told you I had nothing to do with it. I told you I never even seen that.
I wasn't there. I'm not on video. 4 witnesses didn't see me. 4 or 5 witnesses didn't see me out there, and I can.
Me either.
And my round wasn't out of my gun. Wasn't 6 inches away from a dead girl's foot.
Mine either.
I'm telling you, you're living in this world.
Okay.
And I don't know why. I'm showing you some of the evidence that we have. And I'm giving you the opportunity to give your narrative, because if you don't, they're going to make it up. And you know, the media, not even media is mild compared to social media, is going to portray you as this monster. Are you a monster?
They're already going to do that. You've already talked.
When you get arrested for this?
It doesn't even matter, because I actually care about what people think.
Yeah, you do.
I said I do. I actually care about what people think. That's why.
So do I. That's
you've
why
already done the damage. How am I supposed to? Never mind.
No, please talk to me.
I feel like he's a bit in denial. Maybe. I don't think somebody commented in the last video that he's a good actor. I don't think he's a good actor. I think there is some deception, it does seem like, from his body language. He does seem to realize how huge this is, but at the same time he doesn't, because he's saying that they're going to portray him as a monster. Yeah, because whoever was involved with killing Abby and Libby is a monster. And of course the detective's telling him that if you don't tell us, that they're gonna make up, and put their own things together, which is pretty much what happened. I think that if nothing else, if this detective is truly believing that he's the quote-unquote fall guy, as he's claiming. I believe he is trying to get the rest of the story and what happened that day and who else was there out of Rick. But at the same time, it's hard for me to know who was really after the truth and who was just trying to, you know, just kind of get somebody, say, hey, this guy, we found his report. He admitted he was at the trails. And, hey, we found a spent round. Again, I have questions about that. And, hey, our guy is Richard Allen. So there's just so much more to what happened that horrific day on the bridge and on those trails. And I just wish he would explain it. I really do.
I just
clear this up in my head.
I just don't know how I'm supposed to act like this never happened.
You can't. You can't act
I'm not
like this
saying the murder. I'm saying
that's exactly what you're saying. Your conscience is trying to tell you this is the day. This is the time. This is time to get out in front of this, Rick. You made a mistake. You got in the middle of this. You got in the middle of this. You cannot explain all the evidence away. And you're saying, oh, that's on me. I'm just telling you what we have. Some of what we have.
Okay.
And we're still working on other things.
Okay.
But
I'm not going to tell you I did something I didn't do.
I don't want you to say.
End of story.
And I appreciate that. What did you do? What is your involvement? Who else? I have 100 different questions, but if you're not willing to tell the truth, it's a waste of your time and mine. And you're going down for something that you have maybe some involvement in. And maybe this is all you.
Where's this guy that's saying that I helped him?
You tell me. I'm not saying that. Did I say today that
you were saying that I was involved? Well, if I didn't do it, but I'm involved, what are you saying? If you got somebody saying I helped them do it, they're fucking crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe the detective is... I don't want to say he's on Rick's side, because he's not. But I do believe he seems like he legitimately wants to know who else. If it was not just him, which we all know, I don't believe that, and some of you guys don't either. Well, and he's saying he didn't murder the girls. Well, who else was out there that day, Rick? Who else was on that bridge when Abby and Libby were?
I never said that. Did I? I just said you're involved. What is your involvement? Is that a theory that some people may have that
I don't know?
I just want you to tell me all the truth. I just want you to be just completely honest with me.
If you're going to arrest me, arrest me. I'm not talking anymore. This is ridiculous.
I just thought maybe you would appreciate my effort to help you. I mean, apparently you don't, because after today I can't help you.
I understand that.
You do understand that.
I don't need your help.
You need help. You don't think any of this is important?
I think that nothing that you have is going to show me anywhere near the murder of two little girls. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm telling you we do have that.
You don't. It's not possible.
It is possible.
Whatever.
Well, I apologize.
I've already been dealing with bullshit, having to worry about what you've said to my neighbors, what you've said to the people I work with. That's more than I want to deal with. I'm not going to sit here and do this.
Okay. All right, sit tight.
Jesus Christ. Story.
I know I wasn't in there. Could you just give me?
No.
You don't want to talk about that.
No,
Okay.
What about any of it?
Okay, what I failed to tell you too is the witnesses saw a gun in your pocket.
No, they didn't.
You're saying you didn't have a gun
I'm saying I did not have a gun.
when you were out there, and you told me earlier no one borrowed that gun.
I probably never would have let somebody borrow my gun.
Probably wouldn't have, but I'm asking you, did you?
No.
Okay. And again, I tried to clarify this earlier. You and I both know I'm not a scientist, and you're not a scientist. But what the scientists are telling me is this extraction mark is like a fingerprint. It's unique to the gun. I told you that earlier. You understand that. It's not unique to that type of gun. It's unique to that specific gun. Just like your fingerprint. If I have a fingerprint, my fingerprint, your fingerprint, and I got a fingerprint at the scene, we match that fingerprint, it's significant to one person. Both fingerprints are alike.
And what I'm telling you is there's no way that a bullet from my gun ended up at a murder scene.
And we've been working on this for over 5.5 years. We get a search warrant for your house, find your gun, because we were told when we found that round that it had 3 extraction marks on it. And without a doubt, they would be able to match that extraction mark to the gun. Not type of gun, the gun. We've taken multiple guns down there, and they have not matched to those extraction marks. Your gun does, 100% without a doubt. It's in this certificate of analysis. The scientists say that the marks on that gun match your gun.
And I'm telling you, it didn't happen. I didn't shoot anybody. I've never even pointed a gun at
I'm
anybody.
not saying you shot anybody. I'm saying a fully intact round from your gun was.
And I'm telling you, that's not possible.
It is.
It's not.
How's it not?
Because I wasn't there.
You were there. You said you were there.
I told you I was on the trail. I didn't tell you I was at a murder site.
This round is telling me you were there. You didn't.
I don't care what it's telling you.
You didn't lend your gun to anybody. I asked you that. Did you?
I'm done answering questions. Just arrest me. I'm done.
I'm trying to help you, Rick.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you something that's not true so you can feel better about this.
I already feel good about this.
Okay.
I feel good about what the experts are telling me.
Okay.
I feel good about the scientific evidence. I feel good about the witness statements. I feel good about everything. What I don't feel good about is you being a fall guy for anybody or everybody or anybody involved in this, if that's possible. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you did do this all by yourself. That's exactly, I know you keep snickering at that, but that's exactly what's going to be portrayed of you. You're this evil monster that was just hunting for 2 teenage girls so you could just go down there and terrorize them and kill them, and that's not true. Is it?
I told you.
You and I both know that that's not true. You and I both know what happened. The evidence clearly is indicating. Now there's some missing pieces, and I'm going to find those missing pieces.
Okay.
And it would be easier if you helped me find those missing pieces.
Oh my God. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I did something I didn't do.
I don't want you to. I told you that.
That's exactly what you want me to do. What else would you want me to do but tell you I did it? And I'm not going to, because I didn't. I've never been around those 2 girls in my life.
You were on the trail that day.
I was on the trail that day, and I told you that.
And they walked right by you, according to witnesses.
No, they didn't. I never even seen them. Like, I think I'm going to see somebody if they walk past me. Am I not? I'm not saying somebody didn't see me that I didn't see. All I'm telling you is I never seen those 2 girls.
And why didn't you report this day one?
Report what?
That you were out there and you saw these 2 girls, you were in the area.
The very day that they came out and said that they wanted anybody who might have been out there to come in, that's what I did. I went down to the police station. I said, hey, I was out at the trail that day.
Did you want to?
Well, I obviously did, or I wouldn't have.
Did your wife encourage you to? Because she's talking to us. She's talking to us right now. And
I'm sure she is. And she's going to tell you there's no way in hell that I'd ever do this. So, we're all good.
It's not what was going on, Rick.
Then I don't know what is.
I just wish you'd be honest. That's all I do.
Oh my God. I have been honest with you, and you obviously don't believe me.
I don't, because if this evidence wasn't there, I would.
Okay.
You don't believe this evidence is...
I don't.
We're not here.
There's no way possible.
We didn't...
There is no way possible that a round from my gun ended up at a murder scene. It's not possible. So something's obviously wrong.
Something is wrong.
Exactly.
You and I both know what's wrong.
I didn't do it. And I'm not going to sit here all day trying to convince you that I didn't do it.
No.
You obviously think that I did.
I'm not going to sit here all day and convince you that I think that you did do it, Rick. I'm just laying down some of the evidence that we have.
Okay.
And we're going to get more.
I don't think
And
so.
we're only giving you the opportunity to get out in front of this. This is your opportunity. Like I said earlier, the truth is easy.
I've got nothing to get out in front of. I'm not going to tell you I did something I didn't do.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't want you to tell me something that you didn't do.
Then stop asking me to.
I'm not. I'm just asking you to tell the truth about this day. I asked you to go back and rehash it and you wouldn't. Why?
I told you, because I'm not going to... You guys are like trying to trick me into doing something.
I'm not trying to trick you.
I told you what happened. You've already got it. There's no need for me to tell you again.
Story.
Whatever. There aren't any. I don't know how I can make this any clearer. I'm not going to tell you that I had something to do with this.
Okay. And I don't know how I can make this any clearer. We have evidence indicating that you're clearly involved in this. And that's sad that you won't help.
Okay.
Because if that was your daughter out there, you would want some people to help.
You're damn right I would.
You're right. But you don't, so. Still waiting because it sounds like your wife's talking and she's being honest. So, she basically said you can't believe you lied to her, so you're lying to us too. But so, was there a reason why you have this round in your little keepsake box? What kind of ammo did you have for your SIG?
I don't know.
Blazer?
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
At that time.
At that time, you had Winchester.
Okay.
The round we found was Winchester. The ammo you had in your gun and for your gun at the time was Blazer. But this was a Winchester. It says right there, Winchester. Same exact type of round.
We've been through this.
I know. I'm just giving you an opportunity. And like I said, your wife's being honest.
Please stop giving me opportunity.
She says ever since 2017, she's saying that you didn't want to go. You wouldn't let her go on the search party. She wanted to help.
Oh.
And she's saying that.
I think I know my wife.
Well, I'm just telling you.
My
You want me to bring her in?
Some stupid shit.
You want me to bring her in and tell you? She's telling the truth about what happened. You didn't tell her, but you've lied to her for years. Is how she feels right now. Because your depression has gotten considerably worse since this incident, which is
this has been going on for 7-8 years now.
But it's gotten worse since.
Well, it's gotten really bad.
I could see why. If I killed two girls, I would get.
Oh my God.
I would have depression too.
Well,
I would have mental issues too.
I'm sure you would.
Living with this.
I'm sure you would.
And that's why you are. Here's what I think, Rick. I don't know. Only you know. But here's my theory. you're out there. Maybe somebody set this up. Maybe they didn't. Maybe you're out there. Maybe we know you're out there. That's not a theory. That's a fact. We know you had a gun. Girls saw the gun in there. We know you have anger issues. Your wife told us before that you have some anger issues, and you have depression, and you have, those types of issues. And maybe these girls said something to you. I don't know. Maybe you said go down the hill, which we know. The experts say you said go down the hill. You get down there, and they piss you off for whatever reason. You racked the gun. You didn't realize you racked that gun to scare them, and that round popped out. You didn't realize it. Because maybe, do you carry that gun with a round chambered, or do you not have it chambered?
When I carry it, I would have a round chamber.
So you rack it to
carry it
scare
very often.
Well, you were carrying it that day because girls said. So if you have one chambered, and what I'm saying is, if I have a round chamber, which I do, and I rack this gun right now, a fully intact round will pop out. Correct?
I assume.
Well, that's what's happened. And you didn't realize it.
Okay.
And that's why that round's there on the ground, Rick. And this is your opportunity. And you say that you don't want to this and that.
Can you please stop giving me opportunities? I'm not going to sit here and tell you I did something I didn't do.
Okay, tell me what you did.
I'm not going to tell you I'm involved with something.
Tell me what you did do then that day. Help me.
I didn't murder two little girls.
What did you do?
I went for a walk on the trail, and I went home. And I told you the details of the best I can remember of what I did that day and what the walk was. I'm not gonna... This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna just keep repeating myself.
Alright, I did some editing there, so if you want to watch this entire interrogation in its entirety, this came from Tom Weber, and I will link to his channel as well. But I wanted to get to when his wife Kathy comes in.
Hey, baby. Yeah. It's all right, babe. It's gonna be all right. They're trying to tell me that you actually believe that I did it. And I just can't believe that.
Trying to figure out why there's a bullet out there, dude.
I know. You think I'm not? And that's what I told them. But I can't explain something I don't understand. I tried to explain to them that there's no way that a bullet from my gun was at a murder scene, because it didn't happen. I didn't even have my gun that day I went out. You know me. You know this isn't something I could do. And I know that you know that. You don't have to tell me that, I know. They really think I did this. And they want me to believe that I know you know I didn't do this. I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't know what they're trying to do here, but I'm not going to say something that's not true, and I can't explain something that I don't understand. The only way for me to explain it is that I don't know. Because I'm saying it's not possible. There's no way that a bullet from my gun ended up at a murder scene. I didn't murder anybody. I didn't help somebody murder anybody. You know, I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you. I know you know me. I know you know that I didn't do this. Had anything to do with it. They talk about scheming or something.
Yeah, I don't know how it How did a bullet from your gun get out there?
I don't know, hon.
Because they said it came from our gun.
I know that's what they believe me, that's what they're telling me.
But how did it get there?
I don't know.
See, I think this is where Kathy is really questioning her husband. And it doesn't matter which one of the three, guilty, innocent, or involved, camp you're in. It's easy to see that Kathy is completely torn apart. She's upset, which who wouldn't be? And she's wondering, well, how the hell did a bullet from your gun get at this murder scene, or where the bodies were found? And how are you involved?
They said there was one in your box above your dresser to match it.
They showed me that picture too. I can't explain it. And I don't...
I can't either. They keep asking me and I don't know how to answer that.
You
There's no
answer
way
it.
for me to know.
I understand. Me either. And that's what I'm trying to tell them. You want to keep asking me and I just keep telling you I can't explain it. I don't know how to explain something that isn't possible. But I know, this is what I do know. I know that no bullet from my gun was connected with a murder in any way, shape, or form. And there's no way a bullet from my gun would have been near Abby and Libby's murder or anything else, because I never even seen those girls. Period. And I didn't even have my gun that day. So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to make that any clearer. I don't know how to make that any clearer. I don't know how to make somebody understand. I get what he's saying. I don't have a way to explain it.
And they're like, there's a witness that said it was you out there.
Dear, I don't
And
know
I'm
what...
like, how did they know it was you? And so they said they showed her a picture. And I'm like, of course you were out there.
If they see me out there, they see me out there, dear. And I
But
told
were
them...
you on the bridge?
I told them I was on the bridge. I went out to the first trestle.
Oh, okay.
That first
I
thing
don't
that...
remember you telling me that. You told me, so I told you you weren't on it. But I didn't.
It doesn't... hon, you're not in any trouble. You didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Tell him, right?
I do have questions as to why he did not tell her that he was on the bridge at all. She is saying, you never told me you were on the bridge, that only you were on the trail. So that is definitely something I have questions about, and wonder why he wouldn't have told his wife.
Huh?
I didn't know you were on it. I'm sorry.
Well, don't worry about it.
You told
Hon?
me you weren't.
Huh?
You told me you weren't, so I just was...
No. I told you that I walked.
Okay.
I love you, baby. I don't know what they're trying to do, but I know that that's not what I told you. And I love you. And they're not going to get away with this. This is exactly what I would never want for you, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to say I did something I didn't do. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I know you know me, and I know you know that I would never do this. All I can say, hon, is you know me. I know, and I know you know me, and I know you. And what they're doing to you right now, I'm not okay with this at all. And they know it, but they're going to do what they're going to do. I'm just sorry you're having to hurt. I'm sorry I'm having to go through it. I mean, it's like I told them, the damage is already done. You've already talked to people I work with, you've talked to neighbors of mine, and I care about what people think. You know I care about what people think.
I know.
Hell, I have enough trouble not trying to believe that people think. Half the time I just think they think what I'm thinking. You know what I'm talking about. I'm always worried about what Jory thinks, or
I know.
and they're trying to, talk about my anxiety and depression and shit, and I've tried to explain to them it's been going on for 7-8 years. Hell, I've had it my whole life. They want me to tell them that I did it, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to admit to something that I didn't do. How stupid is that? I don't care what they do to me. I'm not going to admit to doing something I had nothing to do with. And I'm not going to try to explain something I can't explain, because I don't know. You tell me, because I don't know. I just know that I never even carried the gun unless we were going mushroom hunting, tromping through the woods, or fishing along the river. That's the only time I even carried it for the most part. I never even would have, hell, I haven't carried my gun, and I don't even remember a time when I used to carry it. I mean, other than going fishing, like if we were going night fishing.
But how could the bullet get out there, honey? I can't understand that.
I told you, I can't either, hon. There's two explanations. One is, the bullet didn't come from my gun.
It did though, honey. They got ballistics on it.
I get that. Then it didn't come from a murder scene. I don't know what else to say. I get that. I get what they're saying. What I'm telling you is, if that bullet came from my gun, there's no way it was found with their investigation for the murders. There's no way. I can't explain something I have no answer for. They want you to think that I done it. That's what this is all about. They want you to come in here and make me believe that you think I did it, and I know you don't. You know me too well. You know I'd never do something like this, or even be involved with something like this. So they're probably going to come and take you away from me and go at me again. So just tell them you want an attorney, and they'll have to let you leave. Don't worry about me. I'm trying to, I don't know what they're doing.
Yes, you do.
There is no way that evidence is going to show that I did
Right
this.
fucking here, Rick.
You got one piece of evidence
I got
that I can't
multiple
explain.
pieces. Multiple. I'm not showing you my whole fucking hand here.
I don't care. I'm
You
telling
should
you, I'm
care.
done
And
talking.
now you're gonna drag your fucking wife and your daughter through this because you're too fucking bullheaded to get out in front of this and admit that you made a mistake. And whatever the fuck happened out there, we'll never fucking know because you're too big of a fucking bullheaded. Go ahead.
So tell you I did something
Tell me
that
the
I
truth.
didn't do.
The truth, Rick. I don't want to
I've
know.
told you the truth and you don't want to hear it.
The evidence tells me otherwise. The evidence clearly indicates you're involved in this.
No,
I
it
said this-
doesn't.
It fucking does.
It doesn't. I'm telling you that there is no way that a bullet from my gun was used in these murders.
And I'm telling you that we had this fucking round on February the
understand.
14th, 2017. It's been secured in a fucking laboratory. And we've tested other guns. That people that we.
I understand
I'm
what you're
telling
saying.
her. I want her to hear this.
I understand what you're saying. What I'm telling you is I can't explain something I don't understand.
Rick. Oh, the scientists
That's not
explained it
possible.
for you. The lab analysis of analysts have explained that for you. They're saying that this round, without a doubt, came from your gun.
Then
And you
you've
told me-
taken it from somewhere else then. Because it's not possible.
I did not take it from somewhere else. It was logged in. It was taken as a photograph. You think we fucking went and stole your fucking round and threw it down by a fucking dead girl's foot? This ain't fucking TV. This is realistic.
I understand.
We collected that fucking item on February the 14th. We didn't take it from anywhere
Okay.
else but that fucking scene. And we didn't take your gun from anywhere else. We took it from your fucking house.
I'm telling you, I can't explain something.
And I'm telling you, the fucking analysts explain it. You can't get past this.
Can you please let my wife out?
Absolutely. Come on, Kathy.
I love you, baby. Can I kiss her?
Yeah, kiss her. Do the right thing, Kathy. Tell him to do the right thing.
She knows I will.
Yeah, do the right thing. You're going to put your family through this for no reason.
Again, I think this one was a much more powerful interview / interrogation. This one definitely leaned more toward an interrogation. I still wonder why he didn't ask for an attorney, but I do think that Kathy was very, very torn at this point. From what I understand, at this point, she believes her husband is completely innocent. And I have always and will continue to feel bad for her and their daughter because they are also victims in this. Someone who is involved in a murder, their spouse and children have, unless they are involved, they have nothing to do with it, and they unfortunately also become victims to that crime. But I don't know. I mean, this one definitely is a little more of a, I don't want to say aggressive, but it's more pushy on behalf of the detective. You can see that Rick is pushing back more. He still's not saying anything, but I don't know how that got there. I don't know anything. I would never do this. It's pretty much the same stuff regurgitated over and over again from Rick. But I mean, part of me doesn't know, where his, truth ends and where his lies begin, or vice versa, flip that. But I do think, he knows more. And I think the detective, when he stated, you're going to be this fall guy, I think that he has become just that. And I don't know if he's okay with that, because at this point, he's going to live the rest of his life in prison unless and until he decides to talk. And, I don't know. I mean, this one definitely is a little more of a, I don't want to say aggressive, but it's more pushy on behalf of the detective. You can see that Rick is pushing back more. He still's not saying anything, but I don't know how that got there. I don't know anything. I would never do this. It's pretty much the same stuff regurgitated over and over again from Rick. But I do think, part of me doesn't know, where his, truth ends and where his lies begin, or vice versa, flip that. if he doesn't want to, come out and say what else happened that day, who else was there, and what happened, I mean, it's a very difficult thing to see anything else coming out of it. But the bottom line is I would like to see justice for these girls, for Abby and Libby, and I feel like it's only been partially done. I feel like there's more to it, and it's just hard to understand why, if he truly wasn't the only one, that why wouldn't he just, at this point, just go, screw it, who else was there, and just tell him? Because if they are going to come after him, well, at this point, you're in prison for life, so what's the difference? The only thing I can think of is they may have threatened his family. Other than that, I can't think of any other reason why Richard Allen wouldn't, at this point, talk. But let me know what you guys think of that. Again, I do love the comments, except for the political ones, because this has nothing to do with the current administration or any of that stuff, guys. But there was only one comment on the last video that mentioned that. And I gotta tell you, our current president, or whoever is in office, he's not a part of every single thing that happens in this country and in this world. I mean, come on. But that's all I've got for this one, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the day. And most of all, stay safe.